Talk Radio, back again for segment 2. Guru, you know what time it is, man. You got to give me a minute here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's that plug season, baby.
Trash Talk Radio and TrashTalkRadio.com, brought to you by the WorldOfSportsNetwork.com. World of Sports Network, connecting the world through the sports we love. We got everything you want over there on the World of Sports Network. We got Guru's Film Room. We got my other show, The Baseheads. We, of course, got Denton Day, our DC podcaster who joined us last week. And don't forget the on-court, off-court. That's not even the whole of it. You got to get over to WorldOfSportsNetwork.com and check it out. Now, don't forget, get over to the World of Sports Network YouTube page too. Go to YouTube and search World of Sports Network and make sure you subscribe to get all the great content on there.
Subscribe, man.
Subscribe.
You call her action. We want that 10K, baby.
Bring it to us.
10K.
If you're looking for me, you can find me on Twitter at MororLestro on Twitter. And if you want to find the Guru, you can find him on Instagram all the time at Guru's Film Room. It's just his thoughts. Just his thoughts.
Just my thoughts, baby.
Guru, I think that's all of them. One more time, TrashTalkRadio.com. Get there.
TTR, hashtag TTR, and hashtag yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir.
All right, so Guru, we still got a lot going on in the show this week. We got the 2-minute drill coming up, and we got a game time to play. But before we do all that, we are once again, now we're probably somewhere in about the 59, 58 days until the NFL kickoff begins.
Christmas for some of us.
That's right. So as we count down to kickoff, Guru, you've been giving us your top 5 players in every NFL. We did the centers where it all begins. Last week we did the guards. This week we're staying with the big uglies.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This week we're focusing on the tackles, man.
Our top 5 tackles.
And now because the game have changed, most people like obviously the dominant tackle is the left tackle because of the most right-handed quarterback is the blind side. But right now, his defense is kind of with that, not having speed, multiple speed rushes, edge rushes as far. So your right tackles also have to be as efficient as a pass protector, not only a run blocker than they used to be. So when I say my tackles, this is a combination of the best tackles, right and left tackles going into the 2018 NFL season.
Now, Guru, for those of us who are just sort of like the fans who just kind of watch the game and everything and don't get into the film of it and just see these guys run into each other.
The all 22s, baby.
Yeah, what do we look for in a tackle? What makes a good NFL tackle?
Oh, body placement. Balance. Now, they're the ballerinas, man. They're foot speed because you're going against guys who are shorter than you, who are more compact than you, who are faster, quicker than you. Not necessarily stronger, but as strong as you. So you basically got to have your body control as far as your base and your shoulder movement, your hand placement. The technique you need to have as a tackle is great because that could be the difference between having your quarterback play the whole season or your quarterback only play half a season.
That Aaron Rodgers season in there. Good for the first half. We'll see you next year.
Sam Bradford,
So then let's get into it, Guru. We're gonna do a Casey Kasem style countdown from number 5. Who is the number 5 tackle in the NFL in 2018?
Hey, the number 5 tackles. Love this guy, man. Love this guy. Since his days when he came out a top 5 pick. You love this pick from Oklahoma. Your boy, one of the anchors over there for the Super Bowl champions.
Thank you for the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia
Eagles. I mean, I'm talking about their right tackle.
It just sounds
Lane
so good.
Johnson.
Lane
Johnson is an animal. I'm talking about he's the major key in the Philly Super Bowl run because the all-everything Jason Peters went down halfway through the season.
Yeah.
So obviously Lane Johnson is a first-team All-Pro. He'll have 2 sacks and 12 quarterback hurries the entire season according to the Bleacher Report as far as his stats matrix. What makes him exceptional is his strength, his power, and the explosion as the point of attack. First of all, he used to play basketball and tight end, so his athleticism is way more superior at that position than the norm, than the average.
And you got to figure that's a guy with good hands. You're playing basketball and tight end.
Great hands placement. I mean, he looks so nice and smooth out there. His pass protection is impeccable. as far as his run protection, his size, everything that goes with it. I just love how his base and shoulder relationship are, man. He's always parallel, and he's always at the right position. So easy to seal the edge as well as go to the second level, especially with the complexity of the Eagles type of offense. They do a lot of motioning, they do a lot of sweep, a lot of pulls, a lot of screen. So not only do you have to be big, strong, but you also got to be intelligent and smart. So Lane Johnson is the best right tackle right now in the whole entire NFL.
Coming in at number 5 on Guru's top 5 tackles in 2018, Lane Johnson, Philadelphia Eagles. All right, give us number 4.
Number 4, I got to take this back to the pedigree, man. I used to watch his father and his uncle play the Matthews, Bruce Matthews and his company, man. This son.
It's a good bloodline.
Number 4, Jake Matthews, out of Texas A&M, played for the Atlanta Falcons, man. One thing I love about Jake is just his progression since he got drafted from 6th overall pick in 2014 draft. Just how every year he improved. In 2016, he took a leap. I mean, I'm talking about a quantum leap. Remember quantum leap? Showing our age, but
hoping the next leap is the leap home.
So he took a quantum leap. He anchored that offensive line as far as him and Alex Mack to actually give the Falcons a run as far as the Super Bowl run and that, that shutdown against the Patriots. But that neither there or there. But then he took
that wasn't his fault that they lost. Let's be honest.
He took another step last year. So I'm very impressed with him. So the very last 2 years, so I could see him ascending. So you could just see the last 2 years he's been playing at an elite level, and he's just reaching the prime now. So I'm expecting something big from him. Obviously, you guys know about the Freeman out there as well as Tevin Campbell. So him and Alex Mack anchoring the Falcons' offensive line. They got one of the best running game in the NFL, man. Average about 4.3 yards a carry. They have over 1,800 total yards as far as rushing yards as a team last year. So I really, really am excited to see the next step for Jake Matthews because he has the potential to be the best, or if not top 3 best left tackles in the game.
So that's the number 4 left tackle in the game right now. The number 4 tackle in the game right now, left tackle Jake Matthews of the Atlanta Falcons. Give us number 3, Guru.
Oh man, number 3. He might have been the most valuable player of the whole NFL last year. But
really?
Too bad he's an offensive lineman. He might have been the biggest change as far as win-loss record, as far as difference. My man, Andrew Whitworth, left tackle for the L.A. Rams.
Keeping Goff safe.
Oh, my God. Not only keeping Goff, keeping Gurley, making him the offensive player of the year.
That's right, making Gurley look good.
Remarkably, last year, the year before Whitworth came to the equation, right? Todd Gurley had 278 attempts for 885 yards and a 3.2 yard average with 6 TDs. That was without Andrew Whitworth. With Andrew Whitworth, just 1 year with him, he did 279 attempts for 1,305 yards rushing with a 4.7 rushing average and 13 TD.
Now, I'm just a simple journalist, and I don't do math well, but that sounds like it's better.
That sounds like it duplicated two times better.
That sounds like a lot better.
He's an old veteran, man. Andrew Whitworth brought that veteran stability to the L.A. Rams, man. I'm talking about that professionalism, that locker room, that cohesiveness. It's bigger than just in his play. He just brought a sense of culture. A change over there for the LA Rams. And you guys saw how wide open Jared's golf pocket was, how clean he was as far as last year.
Yeah,
so
nobody was getting to him.
Nobody was getting to him. Even Jared Goff number, man. Prior to Whitworth, he was there. He is 2016, 54% completion ratio, only 1,089 yards and 7 interceptions, right? It's 5 TDs, 7 interceptions. And with Andrew, Jared Goff was basically an MVP candidate with over 62% completion ratio, 3,800 yards passing with 28 touchdowns to 7 interceptions.
Now, I don't want to downplay Whitworth, but I think Sean McVay had a little bit to do with that,
too. Put it like this.
But you can't do it without protection.
You can't do it. You can't give him – because they rely on the long passing game as well.
Yeah, so
they rely on the deep passing game. They rely on the play action. So you need your left tackle to basically hold on because we all know Jared Goff is not mobile.
No. So the number 3 tackle in football was going in this year is Andrew Whitworth from the Los Angeles Rams.
Yes,
Guru,
sir.
Who's coming in at number 2 then?
Number 2, man. This was a close one, man. Had a great year, battled through injury, man, showed his toughness, might be one of the meanest, the roughest, everything. When you think about making a left tackle, when you think about playing Madden, when the gods of football thought about, hey, you know what a left tackle is supposed to be? 6'5", 320 pounds with athleticism, explosive power, physical. He wants to drive you to the ground, and he's so mean that he will smack an all-pro defensive back for talking shit to him. I'm talking about the one and only not Chris. No, I'm sorry. I almost did my age. Trent Williams. Formerly known, we know Chris Samuels, but now Trent Williams, the all-pro, Hall of Fame caliber. Trent Williams been doing it for over a decade now with the Redskins. He's just the epitome of just success as far as a position. He's what you want. The arms, the length, the foot speed, the drive, the ability. I mean, everything you could think about, he is a left tackle. And this year I was so impressed with him. Battled through injuries, man. He needed a knee surgery. He played through it, and still was one of the elite graded by Pro Football Focus, one of the highest graded left tackle in football.
Trent Williams, the Washington Redskins, the number 2 tackle, Guru's number 2 tackle.
That's why Kirk Cousins got that check, baby.
We'll see how he does without him. That'll be I don't see any Vikings on this list yet. All right, so let's review before we get to number 1. At number 5, we have Lane Johnson from Philadelphia, who's the only right tackle on the list. Then we go to Jake Matthews in Atlanta, Andrew Whitworth in the Rams. Number 2 is Trent Williams of the Washington Redskins. Guru, who do you have as the number 1 tackle in the NFL going into the 2018 season?
The number 1 tackle going into the NFL season. Watching the 22 tapes. Oh, I hate to say it, man, but this guy, man, he's like a woolly mammoth, man. This guy, man, his guns, his arms, I mean, you can't get around this guy, man. You can't get around this guy. You can't go through him. You can't get around him. I mean, he swallows you up like a Venus flytrap, man. Like, I was watching Jurassic Park, actually, this weekend, and our T-Rex was just, clamping down. That's what this guy is. Tyron Smith, the best left tackle in football. I mean, this guy got it all, man.
But, Guru,
he
plays for the Cowboys.
I know.
He hates the Cowboys.
I know, and I do. And, it was hard for me because I know when I made this list, there's some guys I left out. Jason Peters, he got injured. So some of the injured guys I kind of put out because I don't think they're going to be the same in 2018. Because, in my opinion, Jason Peters is probably the best offensive lineman of our generation.
But you can't put him in there with the injury. You got to see what he's going to do.
We got to see what we can do. And obviously, Joe Thomas retired, so I can't put him in as far as this list. So Tyron Smith, by default, is the number 1 left tackle.
So
I mean,
you guys
when healthy, we know what he does. You see what he did with
the Cowboys.
You see what he does with Zeke, man. He's the most dangerous guy. He's he's unpenetratable. Like this guy is just, he's just amazing.
Well,
amazing. He makes me watching. It's one of those guys when I was watching the 22 films, when I watch him, and you just say, wow. One of them linemen, like, dude, did he just slam like a grown man like that? Did he just bounce on another grown man like that? It's just amazing, man.
Well, now, Guru, that is 2 Dallas Cowboys that have topped your list so far for offensive linemen, and I got to tell you, that's a little bit worrisome as an NFC East guy. Now, I did notice that 3 of your top 5 here are NFC East, and they're all NFC teams. Do you think there's a reason for that?
We all know the offensive line plays, the skill set of the play offensive line is not as what it used to be. All right, there's better defensive linemen than are offensive linemen. Yeah. So it's very, very – you only have a few guys right now that are real high-level tackles in the game because the D-line, as you can tell in the draft, when you look at the draft the last couple years, you see for number 1 overall pick from the Clownies to the J.J. Watts, the elite level type of defensive guys that are coming out. It's just it's favoring the defense more. So you only get a little – you have a handful of top-notch offensive linemen in football right now.
Now, we see trends come and go in football. Pendulum swings one way, it swings the other. We are in a defensive, where that's a sexy position to be in right now. The big players, the fastest guys, the biggest dudes want to be on the defense. Do you think it'll swing back at some point and we'll get back into that offensive line recognized?
Always, because at the end of the day, to be successful in this league, you got to run the ball and you got to protect the quarterback.
And there you have it. So our top 5, Guru's top 5 tackles heading into the 2018 season. One more time, Lane Johnson out of Philly, Jake Matthews of Atlanta, Andrew Whitworth of the Rams, Trent Williams of the Washington Redskins, and coming in at number 1 from the hated Dallas Cowboys is Tyrone Smith.
Hey, that's why the NFC East is the best division historically in football.
It's because they got the best. They got the best players.
They got the best players, the best everything, man. The best media and the Super Bowl champion and the NFC East.
Say it again. Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles.
The
Just
NFC
sounds so nice.
East is the only division in football that every team has won a Super Bowl.
That's a great point.
Every team has won a Super Bowl.
Finally.
No other division could say that in football.
And as an Eagles fan, let me just say, finally.
I know you guys were bringing us down.
Right? Bring the whole division down. All right, Guru. Now we are running out of time here on Trash Talk Radio, of course. So before we run out of time, let's do a little bit of the 2-minute drill. You want to get into it?
Let's get it, baby.
All right, you know how this works. This is our chance on the show to talk about all the things we didn't get to talk about this week. So I put 2 minutes on the clock, and I start lobbing the questions at Guru. Are you ready, buddy?
Let's get it.
Here we go. Guru, the baseball All-Star game is next week. They're announcing the teams on Sunday. Will you watch any of it?
Oh, yeah, I got to see that home run derby, man.
That's a home run derby.
Get out of here, man. They're doing some other stuff, man, with the skill position
I
thing.
hope so.
Yeah, they got to make it fun, man. But I'm definitely watching that home run derby.
Me too, man. I was at the home run derby at the Vet in 1996. I loved it. I've watched them all since then. Guru, where was, let's see, we got Earl Thomas is one of the questions of this season right now for the Seahawks. My question for you is, where will Earl Thomas start this season?
Earl Thomas, obviously, he lost all the core group of the Legion of Boom is gone. He's the last member.
Everybody's
gone, so it's just the writing the wall. If I was a Seahawks, I'm out, just let him go, man. Just let Earl go. He wants to go back home. He wants to finish his career closer to Dallas, where he's from, around that area. So I know that this NFC team, and I know the Guru hates the Cowboys, but this guy's done so much for the organization. Just let him do what he wants to do to be with his family, or closer to his family.
It seems to me like he doesn't want to be here. Let him go.
No, let him go.
So what do you think? Will they do it, or will he start in a Seahawks uniform?
He will start with a Seahawks uniform.
And where will he finish the season? In Dallas?
No, he would finish this season, but this still his last season in Seattle.
You think it's
this is the last season in Seattle.
There you have it. All right, Guru. We talked a lot about the NBA in this and going to it. The Lakers are once again becoming that sort of super team, spending money, getting guys in there. In baseball, it's the Yankees and the Dodgers. My question for you is there an NFL version of that team, that sort of like super team that's willing to spend the money that everybody hates?
Hey, we all know that. There's 2 of them. The Dallas Cowboys. You guys gonna know about the Guru, and everybody knows he hates the Cowboys. And I hate to say the Washington Redskins.
And the Redskins, they throw money at people?
Well, so we do, but the NFL is different. That don't equivalent to winning.
See, and
you know what? And that's the difference, because you know who just did it? The LA Rams basically just did it.
Yeah, they went all in.
With Sue, with Peters, with Talib. That's what they just did. They just gave a check season in LA. Hey, everything's happening in L.A., man. What are we doing in Seattle, man? Everyone is getting checks in L.A.,
We got to go to South.
Kawhi want that check in L.A. Dame Lillard want that check in L.A., man. Akeem Talib, Marcus Peters, and Dominican Sue, Guru, and Lestro. Let's go to L.A., man.
Guru, I had other questions for you here before we go to. We got to touch on Tony Parker. Tony Parker leaving San Antonio after his entire.
He's not going to L.A. So what? He's going to downgrade. He's going to Charlotte, man. If it's not L.A., we don't want to talk about him, man.
All right, fine. Let's get into a game time. What do you say?
Let's do this.
Here we go. Where is it? Hang on. Where?
Here we go. Game time.
Game time. Game on. Game on.
Sounds like game time to
What we
me.
should do, the 3 of us should play a game of stick.
All right, Guru, we talked about this before. We talked about the World Cup on the
I'm
show
ready
this
for
time.
this game.
You have said the past couple weeks that one of the best things about the World Cup is the names. All these guys'
the
names.
Hey, time out. Hey, it's kind of funny, right? There's a blue team still left in the World Cup, right?
There is a blue team left.
Just saying.
You're rooting for the blue team,
I'm
aren't
just saying. France is blue. I'm just saying.
All right. All right, listen. So I was looking at some of the names in the World Cup, and it dawned on me that some of these names are pretty interesting. They sound a lot like wizards from the Harry Potter world, if you ask me.
Oh, snap.
So let's play a little game. I'm calling World Cup or Wizard.
Okay.
Each of these guys, Guru, is either a soccer player playing in the World Cup, or he's a character from the Harry Potter universe.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Here we go. Number one. Oh, and as always on Game Time, right answers get us Rabel. Yes! I'm sorry, right answers get us Marv.
Marv.
Wrong answers get us Rabel.
It's no good.
There it is. All right. So, Guru, question number one. Roman Zobnin, Wizard or World Cup?
Roman Zabnam.
Zobnin.
Man, you talking about the World Cup right now or the World Cup ever?
Is World Cup right now, playing right now. Roman Zobnin.
Man, that's a wizard.
That is not a wizard.
It's no good.
What is he, Croatian?
He plays for Russia, actually.
Russia,
What about
Slovakian.
Sebastian Coates.
Sebastian, that's definitely an evil doer.
It's no good.
What? Well, he is, kind of. He's a World Cup player, but that is Sebastian Coates plays for Uruguay. How about Sturgis Podmore?
Sturgis, that gotta be an evil name.
That is a wizard.
Thank you, man.
What about Victor Crumb? Victor Crumb, Wizard
Man,
of World
pick
Cup.
up your crumb, man. That's definitely a wizard.
That is a wizard. He plays
Yeah.
on the World Cup Quidditch team. What? Excuse me. You got
Choking
me.
on that right answer,
That's
baby.
right, I am, damn you. What about Gerald Peake?
Gerald P. That sounds like such an English name, but that could also be a wizard.
What do you think? World Cup or Wizard? Gerald Peake.
Wizard.
Ooh.
It's no good.
Gerald
Snap.
Peake plays for Spain in the World Cup.
Spain, English.
Antonin Dolokhov.
And that's definitely a wizard.
That is a wizard.
That's definitely
He's actually
a
a
wizard.
Death Eater. He's a bad guy. What about Ludo Bagman?
Ludo Bagman is a World Cup player.
No. He is actually the commissioner of the sports league in the Wizard world. Ludo Bagman.
Yeah, the commissioner of World Cup.
Andreas Cornelius.
Andreas, that is so English.
It's no good.
Well, it is a soccer player, but he plays for Denmark, actually.
Yeah, that's what you
Andreas
talking
Cornelius.
about. I said that's so soccer, Premier League.
All right, here we go. Let me try this one. This is going to be a tough one for me. Chidozie Awazima.
Oh, that's a Nigerian or some African, man.
That is a
I already
Nigerian.
know, man. I know my Africans, man.
That is
You can't get me on. You could get me on Europeans, but you can't get the African on African, baby.
What about Gellert Grindelwald?
Oh,
Gellert
man.
Grindelwald.
See, look, he give me
World
some-
Cup
he-
or Wizard?
He gave me some European shit again, man. That's definitely a wizard.
That is a wizard. He is another dark wizard, Gellert Grindelwald. What about Bader Benaun? Bader Benaun.
Man, that sounds like some South Korean or something like that. It's a World Cup, baby.
It is World Cup. He's
Yeah.
actually from Morocco. Bader
Oh,
Benaun.
yeah, you know.
What about Fenrir Greyback?
Oh, that's definitely World Cup, man.
That is not World Cup. That is a werewolf from the wizarding world. How about Pontus Janssen? Pontus Janssen.
Oh, Pontus is definitely an athlete, man.
That is correct.
He's
Pontus
definitely-
plays for Sweden.
Yeah, man. Rasmus, I love him, man.
Mundungus Fletcher.
No, you can't have a Madungus and have a Fletcher the last name.
Mundungus Fletcher. World Cup or Wizard?
It better don't be my Africans, man.
That is not one of your
It's very
Africans.
good. It's the Wizard of Oz.
That is a wizard. Mundungus Fletcher is a wizard. Ludwig Augustinsson.
Oh, man, that's straight up. That's my Denmarks, man.
That is not Denmark, but he does play for Sweden, so I got something
Hey,
there.
it's Denmark, Sweden, man, same geography, man.
It's very close. All right, Radamel Garcia.
Oh, my gosh, man, that could be anything.
That
from
damn right it could.
Radamel, I could be a
Radamel.
Radamel, that could be somebody from Texas, man, and mixing with somebody from Mexico, man.
Could be a wizard.
Yes, sir. So it will definitely gonna be a player.
It is a player. That is correct. He plays for Colombia.
See, I knew it. I knew it was some South American thing going.
Morphin Gaunt.
Morphine is bad, kids. So I would definitely say that's a wizard.
That is a wizard. Morphin Gaunt. All right, final question, Guru. Cedric Diggory.
Cedric Diggory. Dog, I know who Cedric. Hey, my man Cedric Diggory, call the show, baby. I'm coming to your next match, baby. Next match.
It's no good. It's no
I'm
good.
coming to the wizard, baby.
And that is how we play World Cup or Wizard on Trash Talk Radio. That is the time we have on the show this
man.
week, Guru. Thanks to everybody for listening. Thanks to everybody for watching the show on YouTube.
Go subscribe
At
or
the World of
else.
Sports Network YouTube page. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter. But the best place to find us is at TrashTalkRadio.com. Until next time, my name is Lestro.
And this is the G to the U to the R to the U. the guru.
Thanks for listening.
Ciao.